Arsenal versus PSV Eindhoven match preview. Yes, people, welcome back to another Arsenal preview. Now, this is a series that is usually exclusive to channel members, and it will continue to be so. However, since it is Arsenal's first time back into the Champions League, which is a momentous occasion, I thought, you know what, why not make this video open to the public? But if you want to continue to receive Arsenal preview videos, including the North London derby ahead of the Sunday's match, make sure you become a channel member. It's the first link in the description. So those of you that are new around here, this is where we preview every single Arsenal game. I talk about the game details, I'll talk about the expected lineups, the key battles, and how I expect the game to go. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section ahead of the match, as well as your score prediction. The winner will get a shout out when I review the match after live on this channel. So this is Arsenal versus PSV. It's match week 1 of the Champions League, the competition Arsenal fans have been yearning to be back a part of. And we're back at the Emirates, baby. Exactly what we want to see and get off to a flying start, hopefully. Now, PSV aren't a team that we haven't seen in a long time, to be fair. We saw them last year in the Europa League. And at home, we did really well against them, winning 1-0. It was a comfortable match. Away from home is where we struggled a little bit. So this time, hopefully in the Champions League, we can get 6 points out of 6, or at least 4 points, and start off with a win at home. In terms of the game details, the game is being played on Wednesday, the 20th of September, an 8 PM kickoff, which is a bit of a shame because the Manchester United against Bayern Munich game is also on at 8 PM, and I would have liked to watch both. But it's one of those things. Of course, I'm going to prioritise my club, Arsenal. Is match week 1, as I said, and the other game to be played is between Lens and Sevilla, the other two teams in our group. Let's talk about my expected lineup for this game, because I do believe it is something that's going to have a little bit of a conundrum for Mikel Arteta. So this is the lineup I believe Arteta's going to go with. I'm displaying right here. Now, I'm going to talk through why I believe this lineup Arteta's going to go for. So in goal, Aaron Ramsdale. Now, we of course know that David Raya winning goal for the Everton game. It was a bit of a shock, at least in my eyes. I did not expect that to happen. I'm not against it. I think David Raya is a complete goalkeeper, just like Aaron Ramsdale is. They're two top goalkeepers that could easily play in the Premier League. Easily play for any top 6 team. Not any top 6 team, but could easily play in top 6 teams in the Premier League. They're both wicked goalkeepers. But I do expect Ramsdale to start this game. 1, because I think Raya will start in the North London derby, and Ramsdale still needs game time because he's a top goalkeeper. And 2, Ramsdale deserves to play this game, given he was the goalkeeper that got us into the Champions League. He at least deserves to be rewarded and get his Champions League debut. In terms of defence, this is where I believe there will be some changes. I believe Tomiyasu will come back in at right back. Now, the reason I suggest this is because A, Ben White's been playing a lot of football for us recently, and B, Tomiyasu's actually done really well in the times he's come off the bench for us. He's featured a lot off the bench, and he did really well in the international games for Japan, especially against Germany, where he was absolutely world-class in that performance. So I think it's good to rotate the back four, give some players some fresh legs, and we know what Ben White's like, man. That brother can run for ages, but we're going to need him big time on the North London derby as well, so we don't want to risk an injury there. In terms of the other defenders, I expect Saliba and Gabriel to keep their place. The thing with centre-back partnerships is you don't really want to chop and change them. You just have to look at Manchester United, who had different centre-back partnerships basically every game this season, whether it's Varane, Lisandro Martinez, Maguire, Johnny Evans, Lindelof. Whenever you chop and change the back four, bad things tend to happen. So I like keeping the centre-back partnership, at least that one, very comfortable and very assured. I don't know why Gabriel was missing to start the season, to be honest. I mean, there was rumours about an injury, but the more I look at it, the more I think it was tactical by Arteta, and I think he messed up there. It was good bringing Gabriel back into the side, because him and Saliba are doing really well together. And left back, I've gone for Kivior. Now, I've dropped Zinchenko, and the reason is, right, is because that Zinchenko is the only proper inverted left back we've got at this club now. Urian Timber, of course, got injured in the first game. Such a shame. Although I've heard rumours that he's actually progressing really well in his recovery and could be back just after 2024 starts, which would be a massive boost for Arsenal Football Club. But regardless, Zinchenko is the only inverted fullback we have at this club, and you don't want to risk him. We know he's got a long injury history. He likes getting injured all the time. He can't really stay fit for a whole season. So the less games he plays, genuinely the better. And I'd rather he play the North London derby than today. We've seen Kivior play before last season at left back. He's more than competent at doing so I'm comfortable with that. In terms of midfield 3, I bought Rice in. Now, I was contemplating whether to play Jorginho, to be honest, not dropping Rice, but whether to play Rice further forward. But I do think, given that it's a home game, Rice will play. Rice will get his Champions League debut. Those of you that have seen the videos and clips on Twitter and Instagram will see that Declan Rice absolutely loving training with the Champions League ball, and obviously he's absolutely going to savour this moment playing in the Champions League, because that's what he's come to Arsenal for and come to the top club. He wants to play Champions League football. Now, further forward, Ødegaard has to start for me, given he's the captain of the club. I've gone for Havertz instead of Vieira. Now, the reason I've gone for this is because I do believe that Vieira will start the North London derby. And Havertz still needs game time. He still needs to be integrated into the squad. So I think he's going to use this game to get Havertz still integrated into the squad. Hopefully get him on the score sheet. And hopefully he has a good game to get his confidence up. Havertz actually is quite a good Champions League performer. In his time at Chelsea and of course at Bayer Leverkusen, he did really well at the Champions League and kind of suffered in the Premier League. So this could be a big tournament for Kai Havertz. Of course, he scored the winner for Chelsea in the Champions League final, I believe, in 2021. So this is his type of competition. Then the front three, I've gone for Trossard left wing. He has to play given that Martinelli's injured and not going to feature. He also did really well against Everton. Really good performance. Saka right wing. I was contemplating bringing in Reece Nelson, but I still do think we should stick with Bukayo Saka, to be honest. I think he's going to be the main player for us. And if anything, we can swap him out after 60 minutes for Reece Nelson. And up front, I've gone for Gabriel Jesus. I think Gabriel Jesus won't play the full match if he starts, but I think he will play 60 minutes or so. And that's exactly what we need. Give him 60 minutes, still recovering from his injury. Then Nketiah can come on for the last half an hour. And hopefully Jesus will then be fit enough to start the North London derby on Sunday. That's my thought process behind it, because Nketiah was kind of quiet against Everton on Sunday, and we all know that Gabriel Jesus is the starting striker for Arsenal. So that's the predicted lineup I do believe Arteta will go for tomorrow's game against PSV Eindhoven. Now let's talk about the key battles, because when you look at PSV, right, a team that is top of the Eredivisie, starting 4 wins out of 4, 12 points out of 12, absolutely flying, by the way. They're going to come to the Emirates tomorrow high on confidence. And we know Arsenal's form, at least at home in the Champions League, I say at home in Europe, has not been great. We, of course, got knocked out to Sporting Lisbon in the round of 16 last year. So we're going to have to be on it. Trust me, guys, we're going to have to be on it. Luke de Jong's been absolutely fantastic for them up front. So if Arsenal can keep their striker quiet, Luke de Jong, we could be in for a good chance. In terms of their back four, they've still got some quality players in there. Armel Bella-Kotchap, those of you that have heard of him, the Southampton defender, gone to PSV, I believe on loan, not permanently, but I might be mistaken in that. He's a top centre-back as well. So I think the key battle for Arsenal is our wide areas. Can Saka and Trossard really get at the back four and really try and disturb them? Because then PSV will keep coming in and in and in. And if we can do that, then we can start to involve players like Havertz, like Ødegaard. The thing is, when we've got Trossard, Saka, Havertz and Ødegaard on the pitch, there's a lot of players that like to occupy the inside space, if you get what I mean. Martinelli would be a touchline winger that likes to stay very wide and keep his width. Whereas Trossard, someone that likes to cut inside and use that space in the middle of the park. So it could get very congested with Saka, of course, Trossard, Havertz and Ødegaard in there. But if we use the space very well and Gabriel Jesus is fluid up front, we could create a lot of chances in that realm. I do hope it's a game that Arsenal win. Now, I will be confident heading into this game at home. Look, the Champions League group we did get is not the toughest group in the world. The way I look at it, right, there's not any standout teams. We are the favourite to win that group. But they are 3 tricky teams where you could mess up on any of those games. It's 3 good teams, no elite teams in there. So we have to make sure we're very strong and start this group well. Because if we get off to a bad start, whether it be a draw or a loss, it really could set us back. So let's start and go into that game at the Emirates. Champions League nights, back in M5. And let's get that win under our belts. I do hope so. Of course, I will be streaming after the game right here live on MyFootball. So make sure you stay tuned, hit the subscription button if you're new around here, and also drop a like down below and hit the notification bell so you never miss future videos on this channel. To end, my score prediction is going to be a 2-0 Arsenal victory. I think we will beat PSV 2-0, or at least I hope so, and kick off our Champions League run in fantastic fashion. As always, if you want to keep up to date with Arsenal previews for the rest of this season, this was a special episode out to the public, but it's normally only for channel members. You know what to do. Become a channel member. It's the first link in the description. I've been MyFootball. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in, and I hope to catch you all in my next video. Take care.